look at in this game as we get started.
Look at these colors. How beautiful it is to see Big Ten basketball in Eugene for the first time. UCLA and Oregon. Eugene buzzing after the football team won the Big Ten championship.
Good matchups all over the court. We highlighted Bilodeau and Biddle, but Andrews and Shellstead, another very good matchup to keep an eye on.
A lot of weight on the shoulders of Shellstead today, the ball handler.
Well, because here's the thing, Shellstead, they don't really have a true backup point guard. Biddle on the offensive board can't convert. So it's really important for Shellstead not only to make good decisions when he's in there, but cannot afford to get in foul trouble. He's the primary ball handler. He has to stay on the floor here.
Kobe Johnson, clean look at a three, in and out, and Sky Clark comes in for the rebound, ends up on the floor, and Bamba the board. TJ Bamba pushes it.
Kobe Johnson, one of the best 3 and D guys in the Big Ten, hasn't shot the 3 well yet so far. There was a clean look at 22% coming in. You expect him to improve those numbers as the season goes along.
Kobe Johnson commits the first foul of the day for UCLA.
I just think a lot of guys, when they get into new environments, new teams, new terminology, new everything, it takes a while to settle in and be yourself. And I think Kobe Johnson will. But there's examples all over this league and all over the country of so many new guys getting acclimated.
Biddle and Bilodeau facing off, and Bilodeau wins that matchup. Here comes Dylan Andrews.
One other thing I expect to see early is Oregon try and pound it in the paint. There's no rim protection on the floor right now with Bilodeau starting at the 5. So post up for Biddle, but also cuts, pressure releases from this Oregon team because of the ball pressure at UCLA. A lot of switch cuts, a lot of back cuts.
Brandon Angel off the mark.
We mentioned right off the top, the feel of this game. It's a big game, even though it's only December. And you can tell teams are a little sped up already. Which team can settle in here after a couple minutes?
Kobe Johnson will try another 3, and he hits.
I'm not sure the game plan, even though he's coming in at 22%, not sure the game plan is to leave Kobe Johnson open, but that is his second wide open 3 here in the first 2 minutes.
Well, that's the question with UCLA. The defense is here right now for the Bruins. Number 1 in scoring in the country, coming in 4th in efficiency on defense.
I mean, their defensive numbers are gaudy. They're top 10 in the country in like 5 different categories defensively, the biggest one being opponent scoring. Teams are only averaging 53 points a game against UCLA. I would be shocked if they hold Oregon to 53 in this building today, but you never know.
Well, that's going to be hard to do with Kobe Johnson on the bench. He just picked up his 2nd foul, so he'll sit down, and Sebastian Mack will come in.
That has been one issue for him, is foul trouble here early in his UCLA career. We've talked about him. He's an elite defender on the ball, but sometimes a little too aggressive, gets himself in foul trouble. Let's see how long Mick Cronin waits to bring him back in.
They go back to Biddle, trying to work in on Bilodeau. And Bamba the board.
That's what he does. Bamba attacks from the guard position, attacks that offensive glass as good as any guard in the league.
Biddle walled up by Bilodeau, but he follows.
Well, Bilodeau giving up probably 2 or 3 inches to Biddle. And as I mentioned, Oregon is going to go at that matchup and make UCLA adjust.
Sebastian Mack, good score off the bench for UCLA, one of the best in the league. And there is the rebound for Raheem Moss.
Another good matchup to keep an eye on. Bamba, I figured he'd take the challenge when Sebastian Mack came into the game. Can he guard him with keeping him off the foul line? Mack, one of the best players in the league, at getting to the foul line.
Biddle, that was online. He thought he might have hit it. And here comes Bilodeau the other way.
They're going to Biddle early. He's gotten a lot of FGAs here quick.
Not afraid. Dylan Andrews, no. And that's rebounded by 2 Ducks.
You know, Oregon wants to play fast. UCLA's transition defense and walling up when they get back into the half court is going to be critical. Shellstead, one of the fastest guys in the Big Ten.
He's coming off a career-high 24 in the Big Ten opener, the win at USC earlier in the week. Angel creates for Biddle.
Angel, a very good three-point shooter. Just over 40 as Bilodeau looks like he might be shaken up a little bit, but you have to close to him. And what does that open up? The drive game, good presence by Angel to play off of 2 feet and find Biddle for the easy one.
Now Bilodeau's going to get tested on defense today. That much is clear early. Here's Clark, mid-range, no. And Bamba's able to corral it. And then he throws the interception. Mack stays back because Biddle was hovering.
Yeah, good decision by him. Usually he attacks defenders and tries to get to contact and get to the foul line, as I mentioned, but misses the pull-up from 13, 14 feet.
Biddle aggressive, and he draws the foul on Bilodeau. A rivalry that goes back a long way with a new chapter underway today.
Say you're looking for the perfect present.
Advantage Oregon has right now. Kwame Evans coming in now for Oregon, more size for them. Bilodeau on the bench, Will Kyle in for UCLA. But something to really keep an eye on is who can rebound their own defensive board. And guys, especially here early, with both teams a little sped up, a lot of missed shots here early.
Well, the only guy that scored for UCLA is on the bench with 2 fouls. Kobe Johnson has both their baskets. There's Bilodeau resting. Lazar Stefanovic has also come in for UCLA.
Can Stefanovic be kind of a steadying presence here? A veteran player, been around. Just kind of has that demeanor. Doesn't get too high or too low, not really emotional. See if he can have an impact on this UCLA offense. Bam Tracy in the game now on Sebastian Mack, not Bamba. That's an interesting move.
Stefanovic, he has found his stroke as of late, and he hits that 3 off the bench.
You have a feeling those guys that have been around, they sense the environment. You mentioned early, this is the first true road game for UCLA. You have to rely on guys with experience. Stefanovic has it, knocks down that 3.
We got both teams with transfers who played in this building, in these buildings for other teams. Goaltend count the basket for Kwame Evans, including Stefanovic, including Kobe Johnson, including Bilodeau.
Kwame Evans needs to get himself going. He started off great and kind of hit a lull. It's good to see him get a bucket early.
Andy?
And what's really interesting is when I asked Mick Cronin about what was different with the pieces fitting better this season than last season, he says we got better players. And in the offseason, he talked about their NIL increase, so that helped. But getting Kobe Johnson, getting Bilodeau, who was highly coveted in the transfer portal. Sky Clark had a good year at Louisville after not at Illinois. Eric Daly. Basically, these pieces are fitting better. There's better chemistry than a year ago. They're more experienced. They were very young last year, more international. It didn't all gel, and Mick was pretty honest. They're just more talented.
Yeah, Andy, you can't be that young anymore in college basketball. You just can't. Mick Cronin and staff had to do that for a reason. You mentioned NIL. They fixed that. Now they have veteran players that have had experience and success, and so they're just better this year. Better talent, and they're going to win a lot more games than they did last year for sure.
Sky Clark with that 3.
Yeah,
by the way, not breaking news. Just going to say, Andy, not breaking news. Mick Cronin honest.
Yes, very honest.
Best press conference
in the hallway prior to the game.
Keyshawn Barthelemy off the bench.
He's been playing really
Been
well.
shooting really well, yeah.
Barthelemy's averaged 20 a game his last 2.
Next Sunday, the Ducks are back on the floor here in Eugene to take on Stephen F. Austin. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. 2 quick fouls for Supreme Cook.
Here's that press. Dead balls and made baskets and free throws for Oregon. Can give you different looks. That time just wanted to make UCLA use some of the shot clock before they got into the front court.
4 on the shot clock. Mack into traffic. Kyle gets denied by Biddle.
Great look by Mack, but Biddle right there to send it back.
Nate Biddle, 3rd in the Big Ten in blocks entering this game this afternoon. He gets triple teamed and Daly takes it away.
You had to figure with Bilodeau out of the game that they weren't going to play him straight up. And you're right, guy. 3 guys converged on him that time.
His 7 shot attempts in this first half already. Now Daly stretches out and buries the triple. And he gets technical for looking and taunting the Oregon bench. Not so much the look, but the words.
That's a point of emphasis. We got a memo today about taunting. And so these officials are watching for it. And unfortunate because UCLA off to a great start, had some momentum, offense, starting to make some threes, and then all of a sudden you're going to give Oregon a couple free throws.
Michael Reed, Vern Harris, Nate Harris, a very good officiating crew here today. Barthélemy getting the air high fives after the miss.
Free throws are so much more difficult with no one on the line than with people on the line.
Why?
Because it's different.
Take a look back at the technical.
Here it is. Just good individual offense. Step back 3. He must have said something.
He did. And there was a point in there too. Barthélemy.
Pass.
Biddle with the dunk.
Biddle is being featured here early. In these 7.5 minutes, he's got 9 FGAs.
Why not? 8 points.
They're going to make UCLA get in rotation by running extra defenders at Biddle.
Mack, tough shot, and he gets it down.
See, I like that from him. Not so much trying to get the foul as much as trying to make the shot. There's a difference with Sebastian Mack. A lot of times he goes in there just looking for a foul, and when he doesn't get it, it's a bad shot. That time he went in looking to make the shot. And then if you get fouled, it's just a bonus.
He's at the top, near the top of the leaderboard of fouls drawn in this league. That was such a tough shot over Biddle. Bamba back in for Oregon. Tough shot the other way over Mara. Barthélemy gets it back and is too strong.
Interesting. They have Biddle on Bilodeau and Tracy giving up about 9 inches to Mara down low.
And now the switch. It's Evans on Bilodeau. And Bilodeau's first bucket of the game. He had 26 points for Oregon State last time he was in this building back in February.
He's really good in that mid-post area and is continuing to improve. A lot of times early he was turning his back to the defender and not getting great shots. Now facing up more and get more shots. That time went to the step back.
Bamba and Biddle couldn't connect. Here's Mack, clean look.
Oregon would want to get this pace going a little bit faster, especially off of makes.
Nearly a turnover. Barthélemy steps in and he hits.
Probably shouldn't have stepped in.
He's been so hot from 3 lately, Don.
But why make a 3 a 2?
And now he gets whistled for a technical. Barthélemy hits the jumper, and a word for the UCLA bench. Gets him a tech. State and Oregon facing off in the Rose Bowl, which will be Oregon's first game.
We could talk all day about what you feel about how that bracket went, but I just think it's great that it's a 12-team playoff now. Doesn't it seem like more? Seems like more fun than when it was just 4.
Yeah, more games, more fun.
Yeah.
We just had the technical free throws from Stefanovic. I know, Andy, you talked to the officials during the break.
Yeah, Vern Harris told me that they've had this point of emphasis for the last couple of weeks. Any kind of directional taunt toward a bench. You can blow a kiss to the air, but if you do anything directed toward the opposing bench, you are going to get a technical. They're going to enforce it. We've already had 2 in this first half, and if you do that gun sort of symbolism to your arm after a 3 or any kind of gun symbol, you're going to get a technical. So anything that appears to be taunting toward the opposing bench in any form will get you attacked, and we've already seen 2 here in the first half.
Okay. Players are going to have to adjust because it's automatic, obviously.
The 3 in the key was the call on UCLA's offense. Still no Kobe Johnson for the Bruins with his 2 fouls. Barthélemy had the technical a moment ago for Oregon. It was Eric Daly that had it for UCLA after a 3. Barthélemy, tough shot. Gets the rebound, and then Bamba can't handle the outlet. And we're under 10 minutes remaining here in the first half. Tomorrow, more basketball comes your way when Minnesota clashes with Indiana. The action begins at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. The final couple of days of conference play before the new year.
Mick Cronin's got to be happy with the start here for UCLA. Haven't shot it great, but a 7-point lead with under 10 to go in the half.
The Bruins have just 1 turnover, and it was on that 3-second call. Stefanovic, 1 3. 2 threes for Lazar Stefanovic.
Veteran presence. I'm sure we'll talk about it a lot the rest of this game, but what a factor he's been in him contributing 2 big threes here in the first half.
Dylan Andrews, the foul. There was a point maybe 2 weeks ago, Don, where you wondered, is Stefanovic losing his minutes? And you know, it was funny, you interviewed him after a game. He said, it looks like maybe tonight you had a little bit of a smaller role. And he said there are no smaller roles. There's just roles.
Well, both these teams are right around 33% from behind the 3-point line. And I have a feeling both teams is going to continue to go up, as I've mentioned. But it's individuals that are going to have to make the team 3-point percentage go up. And I think, like Stefanovic, once we really get into Big Ten play in January, whatever role he has now, I bet you it becomes bigger once we get into those games for UCLA.
Kwame Evans gets in on Stefanovic and draws the foul.
Oregon is making a concerted effort to attack the paint with their bigs. Stefanovic giving up a few inches to Kwame Evans. He gets the foul and 1.
Trent Perry has come in for UCLA. I mean, you think about the history of these 2 programs, especially in recent years, the blue chip prospects, how differently these rosters are built this year. Trent Perry, the only freshman who's appeared so far in this game. He's going to inbound it for UCLA right here.
Well, people forget, because we've been in the portal era for a while now, that Dana Altman was one of the first guys to really use the portal. And really, whoa! Will Kyle, go upstairs. But Dana Altman was one of the first guys to add transfers and really restructure his roster year to year. Now, obviously, everyone's doing it.
Bam Tracy with the 3.
Good answer by Tracy. Will Kyle. We're talking about guys once we get into Big Ten play. Will Kyle is going to have to step up and provide Mick Cronin with some good minutes. With plays like that, he's not a scorer. They're not going to run anything for him. He's got to run the court, he's got to rebound, and he's got to dunk.
Like this.
Cool. Super athletic. And when he's playing right, super aggressive, going to the offensive board. You saw it there.
Here's Andrews with the jumper.
Game has settled down for UCLA. I mentioned that in the first couple minutes. Both teams going really fast. UCLA has settled into this thing now.
Shelstad breaks the pressure. UCLA shooting at 50% right now for this game.
Based on how they started, That tells you how good they've shot it the last 5-6 minutes.
Evans gets fouled by Will Kyle. 7th team foul now on UCLA with 8 minutes to go.
Well, Andy mentioned it right off the top, this Oregon team getting down to start games. They did on Wednesday. You and I were there. They were down pretty much the whole game till the last, what, 5 or 6 minutes. So this is nothing new for them, but I don't think Dana Altman wants to spend the rest of the season being down in the first half and coming back every night.
No, it's a good quality to be able to have, but you don't want to live there. Long way to go. That's what he said about his group after the win the other night. But you just think about how hard a road win's going to be to come by in this league this year.
Well, you're going to be in different environments too. And no offense to USC, but that's not exactly a gauntlet you're walking into at the Galen Center. But when you go to Mackey Arena, there's 15,000, and you get down early, good luck coming all the way back.
Trent Perry bothered into a turnover. That's the second of the day for UCLA. We've got a timeout.
Even still, a good bounce back by Purdue to win at home against a good Maryland team.
Illinois is going to be here in 2025, early in the season. It should be a fun game as they make their trip out west.
Let's see if Oregon continues to feature Biddle in this half-court offense.
The freshman Jamari Phillips and Bilodeau back into the game after a good rest.
Good find by Shellstead. Phillips just missed the open shot.
Mid-range off the mark from Trent Perry. Here comes Shellstead pushing.
Talking about it. They need to get a little more tempo going. Shellstead has been struggling, guys. We saw on Wednesday night at USC. Good sign for him to not. That's not an easy one. In transition, off the bounce, but shot that one with confidence. Big three for him. Let's see if it continues to translate the rest of the game for him making more.
Daly.
This is the speed Oregon wants.
Biddle got caught up with Bilodeau, and Lazar Stefanovic took it away for UCLA. 5th turnover for the Ducks.
I'd like to see Brandon Angel get more involved in this offense. He is such a good three-point shooter, and he just, he shoots over 40%, did last year, shot almost 45% last year at Stanford. He doesn't get enough shots in this offense, and I don't think that's on the staff. I think it's more on him to look to be more aggressive.
Good box out from Angel that time in the outlets to Shellstead. 6 minutes to go here, first half.
They want him to shoot more. It's not like they're telling him not to.
Shellstead just went down, and here comes Perry. And he gets blocked out of bounds by Brandon Angel.
Not a good decision by Trent Perry, the freshman. 1-on-2 going against one of the best shot blockers in the league. That was for sure going to get blocked.
Well, this is a new experience for Trent Perry, right?
Actually, that was Angel, not Biddle.
This is a new experience,
Even
though,
still,
for Perry.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, it's
Playing a
learning.
road game.
Look, the UCLA staff really likes Trent Perry, and he's going to be a very good player at UCLA. But this is the process. The point guard's the hardest position on the floor. We all know that. Decision making is paramount, and you got to go through this. This is their first true road game, like we talked about. And so, can you settle yourself in and make good decisions and make the right play?
Biddle over Mara. Bottoms out the triple.
Back-to-back threes by guys that have been struggling. Shellstead and now Biddle. Good sign for Dana Altman.
This crowd into it after what was surely a late night last night for many of these folks. And they've brought the energy here today.
Got numbers.
Shellstead can't hit it.
Good shot, though. Talked the other night, Guy, about him pulling the string a little bit, aiming it because he's been missing. You slow down your release to try and aim it in there. Didn't see it that time. I think he just missed that one.
He had a stretch the other day against USC where he missed 4 threes in 90 seconds and then just stopped shooting them until he hit the biggest one of the day. Barthélemy got a hand on that. UCLA keeps the ball with 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Shellstead went 12 of 14 from the line, which helped seal the game for Oregon. And see, here's the problem with Biddle, the inside out. They've been going to him inside all game. You get Mara, who's not as fleet of feet, and he just shoots right over the top of him from the perimeter.
Biddle's got a game-high 11.
Well, the inside-out guys are so hard to defend.
And a shot clock violation. They only had 10 seconds after that inbounds, and Bilodeau didn't realize it.
It's done right with the inside-out guys. Whoever's guarding him dictates where you're going on the floor. Smaller guy, go to the block. Bigger guy, take him out on the perimeter.
UCLA's only played 2 minutes and 20 seconds with Kobe Johnson in this game.
I'm surprised he's sitting the entire half.
His 2 fouls went out at the 17:40 mark. Well, Biddle thought about it.
But that tells me how much Mick Cronin feels how important he is, because he cannot have him picking up that third.
Offensive foul on TJ Bamba. His second.
Take another look at this. Mack, legal guarding position. I think Bamba dropped that shoulder a little bit. Good call by Mike Reed.
Bamba had a really tough shooting performance the other day against USC. I mean, they won that game on the road with Bamba, Biddle, and Angel combining for 19 total points.
But to me, that's a good sign, right? You have that and you still win the game. A lot of teams, their 3 of their main guys have nights like that, you're for sure losing.
Bilodeau begging for the ball. Here's a die, Mara. Length on length, and Mara scores.
He's so skilled. If he can continue to get his base right and not get knocked off, he's got great touch, great hands, and great feet at 7'3".
The Spaniard who dealt with the foot injury all offseason, able to come back healthy after an extended stretch. A turnover from Raheem Moss on a travel. And with 3:30 left, we've got a timeout in this first half.
We've got a good one here at Matt Knight. Mara with the finish. UCLA up 3. Blow the other one out. That's about what I expected so far.
I know this is superficial, so you won't be interested in this, Don, but these two teams should...
I'm interested in all superficial stuff.
I would submit these two teams should always wear these 2 uniforms no matter where the game is played.
Good luck telling Oregon that. They got 30 more uniforms they got out this year.
At least this color. This looks great. Here's Bam Tracy. Shellstad, another clean look. This time he hits it.
Big one for him there.
And the crowd quickly quiets because they see Sky Clark and Kwame Evans down.
They bumped knees, it looked like to me.
Pops up. And Clark will need a moment here.
If you've ever not bumped knees, you feel like something's really wrong, but that may not be bumped knees. Now that we see it, the way Kwame Evans got up, he was rubbing his knee too. It looked like he bumped knees with Mara first and then fell.
Full body weight into that left leg, but good to see Clark pop up and walk off. .259 remaining here in the first half. Shellstad with the big 3 to tie it. He had the big 3 to take the lead against USC.
This is a great sign, Guy, for Oregon that he's made 2 threes in this first half.
And now some pressure from the Ducks. Shellstad and Barthélemy on the floor together.
Stefanovic getting a bigger rip of minutes this first half than he normally does. Hit 2 big threes.
Mara directing traffic a little bit. Andrews cut off by Biddle, and he steals the ball.
And Mara had good position on Evans down there too. Probably would have scored.
Biddle free, why not? And he hits another.
UCLA is in trouble if Oregon gets these two guys going, because part of the reason they've gotten off to slow starts is their inability to make threes, and Shellstead and Biddle percentage is really low to start. Made a few here, made a couple each here today.
Even Dana Altman's over there celebrating and smiling and yelling at Biddle after he hit that three.
Because you know they can shoot. They've proven they're both good three-point shooters. They just haven't so far this year.
Mack.
Good
answer. Shot.
Good answer. UCLA needed that bucket.
Tracy, he'll try.
Shellstead just puts so much pressure on your defense because he's so quick and get downhill into the paint. You got to react to him in the kick out. Tracy, open look, just couldn't get it to go down.
Coming up, stick around for the State Farm halftime show. Kylan Mills, John Beilein, and Rayfel Davis. A lot to catch up on from the opening of Big Ten play, including this three from Nate Biddle.
Anytime Mara's in the game, I have a feeling Biddle is going to be playing on the perimeter. When he's out of the game, Biddle's going to go back down to the block. Not a coincidence that Biddle's hit 2 threes with Mara in the game.
Oregon led early at 6-5. UCLA's led most of this half as Biddle pulls down his 5th rebound. But Oregon in front here, under a minute.
See where they go here. Kyle in the game now, Biddle. And they roll him down to the block.
Shellstead all the way.
Miscommunication, UCLA. Were they switching or not? Shellstead reads it. Easy.
A defensive back, a receiver. There's just
8.9 differential, so Oregon should get another crack at this. See what UCLA does here.
Bucks using some pressure, and that will burn off. Sky Clark, who limped off earlier, handling the ball. Good to see him back in the game for UCLA. Here's Mack.
Split.
Attacks and finishes. Wow.
Split that defender, rotating over, got deep. Good finish.
Shot clock off. 5 seconds remaining first half. Shellstead throws it away. Barthelemy bangs it off the backboard. What a clean first half. What a fun majority of the first half. But Oregon took the lead late in the first.
Look, you're happy. I've seen teams come in here and get blown out. They're only down 1. Good pass by Bamba to Biddle. He is winning that matchup, Biddle and Bilodeau. 16 now for Biddle. Bilodeau only 2 points in that first half.
Bamba didn't score. Kobe Johnson barely played. Just 2 minutes because of foul trouble. He's got it now. Dylan Andrews with Angel on him. 4 on the shot clock, so Daly heaves, and he hits.
Big shot. Looked like they weren't going to get anything. Shot clock running down. Deep 3 from Daly to pull UCLA even.
Sam Tracy, aggressive, and Oregon back in front.
Tracy starting the second half, did not start the game. It's a quick deuce here to start this half.
These two teams shot combined nearly 50% from 3 in the first half. Bilodeau looking for something, but that is tough over Biddle. Johnson gets the offensive rebound, and Andrews converts.
Dylan Dylan Andrews, a serviceable three-point shooter, 35% on the year. Wide open one there.
Ready for this, Don? TJ Bamba hasn't taken a shot yet this game. He gives it up here. Angel answers.
That's what I'm saying. Don't mention it wasn't really on the Oregon staff. It's more on the Oregon players to get Angel some looks. That time Bamba manufactured that three for Angel. He has to be more of an option for this Oregon offense.
Sixth turnover of the afternoon for UCLA.
I don't think they're going to get much trying to force it into Bilodeau against Biddle. Biddle's too long for Bilodeau down there. You'd be better off getting Bilodeau out in space against Biddle and try and drive him.
Sky Clark had a slow start to the season from three.
Good rebound in traffic by Angel there.
Jackson Shellstad had 8 points and a couple of threes in the first half for Oregon. Here's Angel. He'll try another and missed everything. And then a foul underneath on Bamba, and that's a big deal. That's his third foul. And so he's going to have to come out. And Bartholomew will come in for him.
You mentioned no shot attempts, but big impact on the game.
Let's go over to Andy Katz.
Well, we've already seen Tyler Bilodeau get involved a couple of different times offensively, kind of almost forcing it. But Mick Cronin told me as we were walking back onto the court, one of the points of emphasis in the locker room was to get him more involved offensively as much as they can. We're seeing that early in the second half. Also, they're going to have to rebound the basketball. -8 here in that first half was a problem for them, and they cannot turn the ball over. But making shots like that in the perimeter, even if it's not Bilodeau, that'll work for him.
Confident pull-up game from Dylan Andrews there. He's had a couple of those here tonight. But I just think, I agree. Look, he's your leading scorer. He only had 2 in the first half. But they're probably going to have to get him out in space and get him on the move, Bilodeau. Like, I don't think he's going to be able to straight ISO post up Biddle and have a lot of success.
Shot clock. Bartholomew, good if it goes, but it doesn't come close. And it's a violation.
Kobe Johnson got a piece of that. But again, UCLA has to feel good. Bilodeau only 2 points and the game's tied in the second half. So maybe if he can be more of a factor, help UCLA in potentially winning this thing.
But Kobe Johnson, because he only played the 2.5 minutes in the first half, he only has 5. Bilodeau averages 14 to lead the way for UCLA. He's got it here with Supreme Cook on him. Bilodeau pops, straightaway look. And Kobe Johnson, the offensive rebound. And then a foul on the floor on Bartholomew. And that's his second and the second team foul for the Dogs. We are tied. Director here at Oregon and a significant supporter and donor to the department.
I like the
spearheaded this building.
I like the change in the court. I told people for years on TV didn't do it justice. You had to see this court in person to realize how stunning it was of a basketball court. But I like the changes to soften the colors a little bit. Did a nice job with it. And Pat Kilkenny, influential beyond belief here at the University of Oregon.
PK Park is the baseball stadium. I think some people think sometimes the PK is for Phil Knight. It's not. It's for Pat Kilkenny, as Bilodeau can't connect.
Well, the one thing that Tyler Bilodeau is going to have to get used to, guys, we get into Big Ten play here, is being the guy. Like, he made a huge jump from freshman to sophomore year, and now he's the leading scorer at UCLA. And with that brings the scouting report from the other team. And they're not going to just let you waltz into their building and get your 14 to 20 points every night. And so this is going to be the norm for Bilodeau, that he's going to see multiple defenses. He's going to see second defenders. Stefanovic travels, so Bilodeau's going to have to get accustomed to this role of being the leading scorer for UCLA.
Pat Kilkenny, you mentioned him a moment ago, Don, and everything he's meant to this program. There he is. you talk to people about him, and there's so much to be said about his impact, as you said. But the first thing that comes up when you talk to anybody around Oregon is his humility, and the person that he is. So approachable, and just a huge Ducks fan, an Oregon grad.
The facilities around here are staggering. This building, the track stadium, is staggering. This Oregon Athletic Department has done so much and had so much success over the years in all sports, football and basketball especially.
Biddle trying to get in on Bilodeau, and he does.
Bilodeau's just not big enough and can't get to Nate Biddle's release points, whether it's on the going to right or left shoulder jump hooks or left shoulder fade that time.
16 for Biddle in this game, just still 2 for Bilodeau.
But still a 2-point game for UCLA.
Sebastian Mack. Daly will try another, and he is on fire from 3, his 3rd of the night.
UCLA is really tough when they're making threes. They're not ever going to be a great 3-point shooting team, but when they make them, they're good.
Barthelemy.
Back and forth we go.
Kobe Johnson left alone, his second of the day.
UCLA, again, they could be good. I don't think they have the personnel to be a great 3-point shooting team, but when you go on the road and you can make threes, it's a great equalizer. UCLA with a 2-point lead.
9 of 18.
Right. 32% coming in as a team.
Angel travels and turns it over. 11th turnover for Oregon.
Bo, on what you guys were talking about, because I talked to Dana Altman this afternoon about the infrastructure here, the facilities that have been provided from Phil Knight to Pat Kilkenny, and he was pretty honest with me. He says, look, all of us coaches have no excuse. If we do not have a successful program, regardless of sport, it is on us. There is no reason why we shouldn't be able to get high-level talent in every single sport on this campus because of the infrastructure, the facilities, and everything they're doing for these student athletes. So that was interesting. A coach saying, look, it's us. If we don't win, it's our fault.
Nice.
There's Bilodeau with the dunk.
A quick story on that. Maybe that'll get Bilodeau going. Whenever the new track stadium was built, I did a game here, and I was driving around, and I didn't know because I hadn't asked. It was before the game. I said, oh, they must be building a new football stadium. But it was the track stadium.
Well, you know where we are. It's Tracktown, USA.
Exactly.
Daly. Oh, that's tough. Over Biddle. He is feeling it today.
He doesn't get a lot of the headlines for whatever reason, and you feel like, you know, it's Bilodeau, Sebastian Mack, but Daly has been steady, second on the team in scoring and rebounding, having a good second half here.
Shelstad can't spin it in, and Evans can't follow it.
You see Evans come down with that, get on balance, and go back up. I hate that one-handed tip. It's like, it's almost lucky if it goes in.
Daly, the transfer, the sophomore from Oklahoma State, and the Bruins turn it over, and Barthelemy lays it in.
The turnovers sort of becoming more of a factor here in the second half.
It's the one thing Mick Cronin said you can't do against Oregon.
They both said it, though. Dana said the same thing against its different UCLA defense this year, picking up full so much more.
It's all going down for Eric Daly.
You know how hard that shot is, going away from your strong hand, off of 1 foot, fading away from 15.
Barthelemy hits the 3.
Good setup by Evans. Looked like he was going to lose it, bringing it up to court, under control. Finally gets under control, finds Barthélemy on the wing.
It's only December?
Yeah.
Bilodeau in and out. Bam Tracy into traffic, and it counts. He's fouled.
Kind of had a feeling this game was going to be like this, back and forth. It has been back and forth all game. Both teams making plays. UCLA making threes daily with the tough fadeaway. And then back down the other end, Barthélemy with the three. UCLA up one. 10.5 to go in the half.
And Tracy will have a chance to tie it when we return. Be an instant classic developing here, especially if these two teams keep shooting it like this, Don. 57% from the field for each team here in this second half.
And both teams 50% from three for the game. UCLA 9 of 18, Oregon 7 of 14.
Bam Tracy was fouled, made the basket. His free throw doesn't go, so UCLA keeps a 1-point lead.
It's interesting, these games, when you get to these matchups and we talk to the coaches and you look at the numbers, you think things that will be a factor because both teams have scouted the other one really don't. I never thought in a million years that this game would have as much successful three-point shooting as it's had, based on the numbers coming in.
Sky Clark can't get in on the action, and Biddle can't corral the rebound. Well, I mean, is there anything to be said for conference play elevating focus, elevating performance?
Yeah, I think it's just in the scouting report, teams will take away what you want to do, so you got to do something else. And I think UCLA, that's the thing. You know, they're not going to hard close on UCLA based on the numbers at the three-point line. Well, after this game, maybe now that flips and it changes. If they continue to shoot as well as they have up to this point.
Barthélemy's got 10 points off the bench for Oregon. He turns the corner, and Sky Clark knocks it away. 16 on the shot clock.
One thing that has happened in a high-level game like this today, not a lot of fouling, not a lot of free throws. In UCLA, under Mick Cronin, since he's been at UCLA, has been a team that could guard without, as right on cue, there's a foul called, but his teams have guarded without putting the other team on the foul line.
That's on Will Kyle. His second, third team foul for UCLA. We had technicals on each team in the first half in two different situations where somebody hit a shot and made a comment to the bench. Barthélemy in front of his own bench has it go in and out.
He's been shooting it so well, you feel like every shot he takes out there is going down now. What's the stat you gave me before the game? 11 for 14 the last three?
The last three games, Barthélemy 11 for 14 from three.
Bamba on Daly now.
Johnson blocked by Evans with the shot clock low.
Nice job to keep him in front and then not go for the fake as Bamba travels in transition.
Sky Clark forced that.
So many times going back to that last possession, you see big guys, if they do keep him in front, will go for the ball fake and foul. Actually, he went for the ball fake, but stayed in the air and then blocked it.
He can jump high and is long.
Looks like Kobe Johnson ball faked and shot it at the same time.
Under 9 to go here in regulation.
Cut.
Daly and one.
Delivery by Kyle too. That's what happens when you get a guy that gets it going. You start overplaying and trying to deny him. He reads it and he back cuts this. Evans turned his head. And Daly took advantage.
Daly's got 15 points. And he's stepping to the free throw line. The only other free throws taken by UCLA today were the result of a technical foul in the first half. So this is the first free throw taken as part of a live ball foul. He's a good free throw shooter, and he converts.
Or UCLA be without Eric Daly today.
One shy of his season high. He's got 16. Bamba still has not taken a shot in this game. Angel runs into Kyle, lost it, got it back, and scores.
Fortunate play for Angel there. Looking for contact, thought he'd get the whistle, didn't, but the ball never got picked up. He found it, put it in.
Well, that's consistently not been a whistle today.
Yeah, I like the way the game's been officiated today. Let them play. This is a big-time game with a lot on the line early in the season in December because it's a regular season game, the Big Ten game. Let the players decide it.
Shellstad. Bamba steps into his first shot of the day. Can't connect, and then two Bruins can't get on the same page. Kyle and Daly, and it'll stay with Oregon. Down by 2. Nate Biddle fouled off the inbound, and he'll go to the free throw line with a chance to tie the game.
Biddle's got to finish that. In a game like this, got a clean look. I know he got fouled, but that's go up with force and try and dunk it, and then if he fouls you, you get the extra free throw.
Third foul on Will Kyle. Biddle, an excellent free throw shooter, 82%. Made a couple of threes today. As Tyler Bilodeau is going to check in for UCLA, Kyle's going to sit. The day Nate Biddle has had against Bilodeau, who's still trying to find the offense. And Biddle ties the game.
UCLA used 8 seconds there to get it across, so now a 22-second shot clock once you get in the half court.
Sky Clark has not shot it well today, gives it up to Bilodeau, and he hits the 3.
Big shot. And that was deep too, and that's the thing with Biddle. Is Biddle going to go all the way out there? So maybe that's a solution, is not toe the line at the three-point line. Get deeper.
A nice pass from Biddle, and Angel finishes.
See if they go back to the same play. Pick and pop game for Bilodeau.
Just set his 3rd screen of the series. Here's Clark fading away. He's 1 of 6 from the field. Barthélemy. And he's fouled on the floor by Sky Clark. That's his first and the 5th team foul. Let's go back and look at that Bilodeau 3.
He's in drop coverage, obviously, and Bilodeau can stretch the floor, but even still, he was farther behind the line than he normally is. So make Biddle run even farther to try and get out and contest that.
That's intercepted. Bad inbounds by Bamba. Under 6.5 to go in regulation. Rhythm. Johnson. He hits it.
The three-point shooting, if UCLA goes on to win this thing, it is going to be because they were way above their norm from behind the three-point line today.
11-21, you see it there on the screen. Dane Altman's going to take a timeout. Kobe Johnson has 3 threes, 11 points, and UCLA's in front by 4.
Accidents happen everywhere and every
UCLA, it really doesn't make mistakes all that often and turn it over all that much. But Oregon's got to try and force that coming down the home stretch.
UCLA has made 4 of its last 5 3-point attempts.
They're 11 for 21 on the game. Came in shooting 32% as a team.
Here's Keyshawn Barthelemy. Under 6 minutes remaining here in regulation. Barthelemy hangs, but it doesn't go down.
UCLA's not going to want to go fast from here on out. They're going to control this game. They're going to not turn it over and make Oregon guard and get stops.
Here's Bilodeau, hit a 3 a moment ago. He's got 7 points so far today. Daly's the leading scorer for the Bruins with 16. And Daly creates an offensive rebound, and UCLA will milk the clock some more.
Go back to one of my points to start the game was rebounding your own defensive board kind of becoming a factor here. UCLA's gotten extra possessions here the last few minutes.
Mack, difficult. And Daly can't corral, but it goes off of Oregon, and it stays with the Bruins.
Another one, another possession for UCLA. Another 20-second shot clock. We're getting late here, 5:05 to go.
Comes into Bilodeau. This was the battle, this face-off that we anticipated. Daly rips the rebound and scores.
How good has Daly been in the second half? But another offensive rebound. It finally came. I knew that it would be at some point. UCLA has attacked the offensive board, built a 6-point lead.
Bam Tracy. The closeout bothered that shot, and the rebound to Daly. It was Kobe Johnson closing him out.
If you get extra possessions and you're making threes, you're probably going to have the lead. And that's exactly what UCLA has.
Season high, a Bruin high for him. Eric Daly, 18 points. Daly thought about it. Goes by Biddle and draws the foul. He can't stop me. You can read his lips, and he's right. Nobody's stopping Eric Daly today. Here's 2 possessions ago.
They're just fighting harder, and Daly just takes it from Biddle. Gets the easy layup.
Daly, a 76% free throw shooter on the season, 1 of 1 today. His career high, which came at Oklahoma State, his freshman year last year, is 20.
You know what's so interesting, guy? Is we've done a handful of UCLA games already. Because the transfer portal is so prominent and everybody's trying to get old, I keep catching myself that Eric Daly is only a sophomore.
Yeah.
Right? You just assume everybody's a senior or graduate student or whatever.
Especially, I think part of that has to be the way he has stepped right in an unfamiliar environment and impacted the team. Shelstad, that's tough. And that is interfered with, and the basket is waved off. Angel took it off of the cylinder. And so with 3:56 remaining, Oregon remaining. Shout.
Especially when they're rolling. Unfortunately, they're down right now. It's still plenty of time for them to get back in this.
I was particularly enthusiastic after the football championship last night here in Eugene, the Big Ten home opener for the Ducks. Andy Katz and Don McClain, Guy Haberman with you. What's been a really fantastic game, nothing short of what you'd expect. And UCLA took a big punch, and they have punched back as Sebastian Mack hits that, and it's a 9-point lead.
A little surprised he went as quick as he did, but they did have numbers and a big make there for Sebastian Mack. Pushed his lead to 9.
Here's Bam Tracy, exactly what he needed.
Well, the last thing you want to do with under 4 is stop the clock if you're UCLA with this lead. And worse than that, stop the clock and put Tracy on the line after a make. Not a smart veteran decision there by Kobe Johnson.
It's his third foul.
You're better off just letting him score there.
Cam Tracy missed a three-point play opportunity earlier in this half, but he converts that.
So two-possession game, 3:32. You know Oregon's coming after him now. Where do you catch it, Sky Clark? Can't get too deep in the corner on the catch.
His first road game of the year for UCLA. That's unfamiliar. They've handled that. This might be the first close game of the year now down the stretch for UCLA. Bill on Clark. Falling down, and he draws the foul. Tracy and Biddle had him surrounded, and the foul is on Nate Biddle.
We'll take another look at that one. Late clock. We're going to have to let's move on that one, guy.
Discussion going on right now. We can see what Dan Altman thinks.
Well, if he wasn't, well, I guess the whistle came before the clock. Shot clock.
Is this a shooting foul? Sky Clark has stepped to the line.
I guess there's a little bit of contact with Biddle's knee. Foul sold awfully well by Clark.
But misses the free throw.
No panic right now from Oregon. Only down 6, potentially 7 with the Clark make here. They got to string together a couple stops. For UCLA just can't turn it over if you're UCLA down the stretch. Protect the lead. Don't give Oregon any extra opportunities.
Jackson Shelstad has not scored in the second half for Oregon. He's got 8 points, all in the first.
It's okay to use this much shot clock if you're Oregon, as long as you get a good quality look at the end.
Barthélemy has it poked away. 7 on the shot clock. Coming up, a special 90-minute edition of The Big Show delivers highlights, post-game interviews, complete analysis, and an in-depth look at the football postseason. That's next, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Angel needs this, misses it all, and then Biddle gets fouled on the rebound by Bilodeau.
Wow, huge break for Oregon there. That was going to be a shot clock violation with the air ball from Angel. And now they get free throws. That's a foul.
So 1-and-1 here for Biddle.
Well, if he can make both of these, it also allows Oregon to set up their press too.
But he misses the front end, and Angel tracks it down. Barthélemy, quick trigger, and he buries it!
Offensive rebounding again. Knew it was going to be a factor, and it's become a factor here in their first road game of the year.
Yeah, you wonder, would the offense, you know their defense is going to travel.
Right.
#1 in points per game, but you know, all at home. You don't expect them to hold Oregon to 53. They haven't today.
I'll tell you what, Mick Cronin to take Oregon with 64 with 2+ to go.
Yep. Here's Mack into Biddle.
Good verticality, Biddle.
And Angel the rebound. Back-to-back big rebounds for Brandon Angel.
Bucket here would go a long way for Oregon.
Barthélemy. And Angel, it's kicked away by Biddle, or knocked away by Biddle. By Bilodeau.
Good job by Biddle here. You know Mack is searching for bodies to get contact, to get to the line. Biddle goes straight up, no whistle.
Angel fouled inside by Kobe Johnson before the basket. That's the 4th foul on Kobe for UCLA. And it's the 8th team foul, and so 1-and-1 free throws coming for Angel.
I like that Oregon is attacking that matchup, especially now Johnson with his 4th foul. Angel, we talked about it on Wednesday, how good Angel is down there on that block, kind of known for his three-point shooting, but he's very effective down on the block. He's bigger than Kobe Johnson, and they're going at that matchup.
First time to the line tonight. All 8 of Angel's points have come in this second half. Two-point game.
Again, UCLA with those 3 timeouts.
Mick Cronin will use one here.
Plenty of shot clock here for UCLA.
Sebastian Mack will inbound it. Bilodeau fighting with Biddle. Now he'll set the screen. Drive, and he scores.
Brandon Angel didn't want to foul him and put him on the line, and Mack able to get through the contact and score.
4-point game. Shellstad, and it is a goaltend. Count the basket.
That was an easy call, Tyler. He's in disbelief.
So instead of a 2-point game, it's a 4-point game. 1:21 to go, and UCLA bringing it in. So Bilodeau, for all the talk of his offense down, a huge defensive play here.
Huge play.
Oregon only has 5 team fouls, so if we get to a point where they need to stop the game, UCLA is going to keep the ball. Bilodeau is blocked by Barthélemy.
Still got time. Don't have to quick trigger this thing.
Under a minute. He's left free. Biddle, no. Second chance, yes. And Dan Altman will use his last timeout. Keyshawn Barthélemy
In this situation.
They've got plenty of guards, so Mack, Clark, and Andrews with Bilodeau and Kobe Johnson for UCLA. Let's see if Oregon goes for that quick steal and foul.
Come with a second defender. Interesting.
Playing it out for now.
Foul now.
Bilodeau wants it. Biddle knocks it up in the air, off the backboard, and Tracy's got it. Shot clock is off.
No timeouts, Oregon.
Shellstad for the lead. What a shot.
We've talked about his three-point shooting since Wednesday night. UCLA one timeout.
It'll be Kobe Johnson to send it in. Sebastian Mack to bring it up. And they use the foul to give. 6.4 seconds.
But at least UCLA got it in the front court. Now they have plenty of time. 6.4 where they're inbounding the ball from is more than enough time. But now Oregon's got to guard without fouling. What a game.
And Mick Cronin's going to use his last timeout. Why would any?
He's had a really good night tonight.
He's got a team high 19. He's in the bottom left corner all alone right now. Here's Andrews. He slips. Biddle on him.
To go.
Step back. And he banks it in with .4.
Wow.
Oh, over the length of Biddle. Oh my goodness.
I guarantee you that wasn't the play that was drawn up. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Andrews from deep, late clock, had to do something with one of the better shot blockers in the league on you, and finds a way to get that one to go in.
Oh,
wow.
And they went and looked at the clock. Getting this right is so critical. In college basketball, you need .4 seconds in order to catch and shoot. In the NBA, it's .3, but in college, it's .4 in order to catch and shoot. And it looks like that's where it's going to stay.
UCLA was trying to put Kyle and Mara in the game to guard the ball, so getting the vision of the inbounder. Wow.
Dylan Andrews banks it in. Will that be the winner? Brandon Angel gets it down. Jump ball. Biddle knocked away. And UCLA comes on the road. And for the first time in Eugene, a Big Ten game goes the way of the Bruins as they hand Oregon their first loss of the season.
Well, what were we talking about most of the second half, Guy? Was the three-point shooting of UCLA. And if they ultimately won this game, it would probably be because of that. How about the most improbable three of the night? Dylan Andrews basically at the buzzer off the window to get UCLA the win. What a big-time game here tonight.
Over Nate Biddle of all people.
Yeah.
How do you get it over him? How do you get it in from there after Jackson Shellstad hit what looked like it might be the game-winning shot? And UCLA picks up the victory. 2-0 in Big Ten play. Andy?